I can't believe I have to do this, but somebody tried to steal our lawnmower. Like, they were pulled up by the curb with their trunk open, and thankfully somebody driving by seen them and ran them off and let us know what was going on. And what upsets me about it the most is that we didn't buy this to be flashy. We bought it because we actually needed it. With my husband's injury and even with my own health problems, this was something that was supposed to take some of that pressure off us. This wasn't meant to be a luxury for us. It was actually supposed to be something that we were relying on to help us around the house. So I've got to go back inside and swap my dogs out, and then when I come back outside, I'm going to fill up my bird feeder, and hopefully my robotic lawnmower will be okay while I'm inside for a few minutes. I was watching inside on the security camera, and I realized that there is still a blind spot as you're coming around the curb, so I'm going to try to readjust it. That way hopefully the camera can actually pick that part up, because that is actually where the people pulled up and tried to steal it from. So we had already readjusted the camera one time, so I'm going to try to readjust it again. Hopefully it'll fix the problem. We already had security cameras, but after that happened, we had to readjust them to better cover the yard, because the spot that the guy just so happened to pull up at happens to be one of the blind spots around the yard. So we even added another one that points directly at where the lawnmower charged. I put out security camera signs all over the yard in hopes that it would deter someone from trying to steal it again. And I even put an AirTag in it so I could track it if it did come up missing. But even after that, I just didn't feel comfortable enough leaving it outside anymore. So instead of just letting it run on its own, I started bringing it onto the porch and then carrying it back out every time I needed it to mow. And I would have to stay out there the entire time it was running, just watching it. Or I would have to pause everything I was doing inside and watch it from the security cameras. And this thing takes like 7 hours to actually mow my entire yard. And having to babysit this thing the whole entire time really just completely defeats the purpose of it. Because something that was meant to make our life easier ended up just adding more stress to it. And I think the part that really got to me the most was the thought of somebody taking it and us paying out all of that money, especially when we actually needed it. Just a reminder for me today not to assume things about people, because we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on this thing for a while. On top of that, the last 2 times I tried to use it, I guess it started glitching, and it would just sit in one spot and run back and forth for 20 to 30 to 30, 40 minutes at a time. And it would just stay in the same spot, just back and forth, back and forth. So I keep a bowl of water at the edge of the property for any dogs or cats who may be wandering the neighborhood. And the bowl needs a really good deep clean, so I'm gonna get that cleaned up while I'm out here. Here, the weeds around here are horrible. So once I noticed that it kept glitching, I went back on Amazon to see if I could still return it. And I only ended up having 3 days left to send it back. So I had to make a decision and I ended up returning it. It just wasn't the right fit for us. And if I wasn't so nervous leaving it outside to run all the time that somebody would steal it, I would probably just try to fix it or request another one. Unfortunately, it's just not the right fit for us right now where we are in our life. Not because that we probably couldn't figure out how to get it to work correctly again, but because it just did not bring us the kind of peace that we hoped it would. And I think that really matters more than anything.